Hi again, everybody. It's Mr. Han, and I hope your encryption assignments are going well. A few people have contacted me about how to set up the bare bones of this project. So they're doing well with the logic, they understand the logic, and they understand how the cipher works, but they're having real trouble with where to place their methods in relation to the rest of the code that's generated from the graphical user interface. So I thought I'd set up a simple one here and just walk through where I've kind of placed my code and where I've placed my methods alongside where the graphical user interface is set up code. So here's my setup. I have a text field here, JLabel, just with the simple message that you're to enter a message to be encrypted. A JText field where that's going to be put in, a button that the user will press to encrypt that message, and then the encrypted message will be displayed here. So if we jump into the source, what I'm going to do is click on here, and I'm going to get you to notice a couple things. Here's my main method here. I'm not putting any of my code in the main method, and the reason for that is complicated, maybe beyond the scope of this course, but this idea of static versus non-static variables causes real problems. So we are going to make sure that our code stays out of that main method for now. And where the action is going to be is after the button is pressed. So we have this action performed method here for when the button is pressed. And what's going to happen is it's going to use the .getText method to get that information, that user input from the screen. What I'm going to do next is I am going to take that message, this original message that comes in, and I'm going to pass it to a method called encrypt message. Well, what is encrypt message? It's right here. It's a method that I've created. So I've created just above my button here, and what it does is it takes in a string called incoming. Okay, it creates a string called outgoing, and outgoing will be incoming with an A tagged onto the end of it. Now we know to create a cipher, the algorithm has to be a little more complicated than that, but for now this is just a good demonstration of how this will work. And then it's going to return that outgoing string actually into my button text, not into my main method. So down here I will capture that string as the encrypted message that comes back out, and then I'll output it to my screen. I actually could have done this all in one line of code, but I've sort of broken up into sections to maybe make the logic a little easier to see. So again, I'm going to use my .getText method to get the user input, and I'm going to store it as the original message, pass that original message to my method called encrypt message, and it will return an encrypted message, and then I will output that to the screen. So let's have a look at how this runs. Here's my graphical user interface. I'm going to type in help. I'm going to click encrypt, and there's my encrypted message displayed there. So that's sort of the bones of this project. Again, a couple of things to notice is that I put my message just above the buttons there, and I also am not including any code inside this main method for some reasons that are beyond the scope of this course. If you have any questions as you're working through this on the weekend, please feel free to reach out to me on Hangouts or Gmail. Thanks very much.